Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again, and welcome to The Roads with Belle. Today is October 17th, 2024, and today we're going down the road to your questions about Halloween. And it's mostly a fun day as we move toward my favorite time of year. And it's just something to give us a little break from the election news in the U.S. and all of the other things happening all over the world. We asked for questions and got way more than we expected, so this will be in two parts. And again, today is October 17th, and on this date, way back in 1997, a movie with Sarah Michelle Gellar and Jennifer Love Hewitt was released. I Know What You Did Last Summer. On to the questions. Since you all live in a very rural area, I imagine there's not much door-to-door trick-or-treating. Have you ever done a trunk or treat? And if so, what themes have you done? If you haven't, what theme would you decorate with? We've participated in trunk or treats, but I've never had the trunk part. I think I would do something like a giant shark, so that kids had to reach through the teeth to get the candy. Just how many times has Beau hurt himself during decorating? I laughed when I saw this question because it's a lot, but after thinking about it, it's not usually Halloween. And the werewolf incident was kind of it. But during Christmas, he's fallen downstairs. He has slipped on ice. He's been stuck on a roof. But Halloween's usually pretty safe. What is the scariest and funniest costumes you have worn? Have you guys ever coordinated your costumes to match? We normally do coordinate. I think the funniest was dressing up as pirates. And our youngest at the time was the Kraken, and he was crawling. So it was absolutely hilarious. And you've seen part of Beau's costume. He's worn it on the show. And then I was Little Red Riding Hood, and he was the big bad wolf. So that was fun. Polls are wrong. Presently, your poll is against my will, LOL. LOL, but you can describe how spooked people get over them. Okay, so that was referencing a poll about Patreon supporters getting an early release of Dana's scary story. People do get spooked over polls, but everybody should remember that polls are a snapshot in time of how people felt at a specific point. They are not predictive in and of themselves. What is the best decoration you've put up for Halloween? The best haunted decoration, or haunted attraction, you've gone to? Best decoration is Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees. And the reason they're the best is because they get moved around and used in pranks like all month long. And it's awesome. And best haunted attraction, we've done a lot of those. We go on ghost tours when we travel, and we once stayed in a renovated asylum that they've turned into a hotel in New York. And I used to run 5Ks, so the best experience I had with like a haunted attraction was running a 5K through the woods, and there were a lot of actors that jumped out and helped motivate you. And then after that, there was a haunted house, and that was also the scariest haunted house I've ever been in. Could you describe your Halloween agenda? What do you all do? We are rural and don't have trick-or-treaters, but do enjoy decorating the garden for Halloween. Normally, we have all our friends over, and all our friends and their kids, and we get a piñata for the kids. We have one of those projectors, so we can project a scary movie on the side of the barn, or on our porch, and then our porch is usually decorated with like purple and orange lights. So we just have friends over and we all get together and hang out. And we do dress up. With regards to spooky stories, what are your favorite spooky stories or urban legends from the U.S. or worldwide? My favorite urban legend is, aren't you glad you didn't turn on the lights? I'll let you all look that up. And then somebody put a follow-up that I will pass on. Urban legends seem like a great topic for an interstate episode. And I will make sure that Dee hears this because she'll love it. Halloween lets us experience fear through laughter and fun. Many of us don't like feeling afraid and thus avoid difficult situations that may cause fear. How has Halloween and scary movies helped you deal with your fear in general? I was watching scary movies, I think at like the age of 6 or 7. And I also had 2 older brothers. And the middle brother still jumps out as an adult to scare me. He does it to my mother. He does it to everybody. So I think I was just really desensitized because I was so young when I started watching scary movies and things. I mean, movies I wouldn't let my children watch. But that's how I think it happened. I just got really desensitized. Does your Halloween display get bigger every year? Yes. Yes, it does. A little bit here and a little bit there, and it all adds up. What was your and Bo's best individual or couple Halloween costumes that you made happen at any age? And what costume would you like to do if you had the time, motivation, and occasion? One year we went as psychosurgeons, and that was a good one and probably one of my favorites. The kids got to spray stuff on us, and we looked pretty scary, and it was awesome. There's so much for us to fear with the outcome of the selection. That I am tired of adult fears. When I was a little kid, I was afraid of monsters in my closets, the creature under the bed, the vampires outside my window. Had a magic blanket that kept me safe. Did you, Bo, or the kids have any childhood fears? What kept you safe? I think if I remember Bo's, he was afraid of drains. Like, he saw a movie where somebody got, like, sucked down the drain, and that terrified him. I'm not sure what he used to get past it. Maybe that's just what he told his mom to get out of doing the dishes. But I don't think so. I think he had a genuine fear. But I had a lot of childhood fears, but my oldest brother kept me safe. If I had a bad dream, I could go in his room and he'd let me stay in there with him. If we watched scary movies, he stayed with me. We would sleep in the living room, make a fort, whatever. So my oldest brother kept me safe. When my 2 kids were younger, Person's name and I would take the kids in the truck to the neighbors to trick or treat because they're so spread out. Did you guys do anything like that? They trick-or-treated via tractor one year, but we stayed home. Do you and Bo have the same favorite Halloween movie, and what is it? Or if different, who is into the scarier movies? We both like them. He likes suspenseful ones that have a point. So, like the Saw movies, I like them all. Maybe not as lighthearted, but I've been reflecting on enjoying Halloween as a child and the kids who didn't for religious reasons. Our supposedly secular public school has recently decided to cancel Halloween going forward. They cite many reasons, some of which are very understandable. One is that the outside parade the kids do is now seen as a soft target. Another is that kids don't wear appropriate footwear, bring in fake weapons, paint their faces too scarily. One is that the kids from religious families won't feel excluded. I can't say I have a super strong opinion, but I appreciate the nuance that creates a tough decision for administrators. I almost feel like the roles have switched, and a part of me wants to conservatively deny the world is changing and cling to Halloween as a last vestige of the sane world. There is also part of me that wonders if this is driven by the larger Christian nationalist push to control schools. Although I value inclusivity, I see Halloween as an inclusive activity for all who want to join in. It's okay to not want to join in, but it's not okay to oppress an expression you don't agree with. We have a freedom to offend, and they have a freedom to feel offended, and we can still get on peacefully. I'd really love to know your thoughts, or help me frame this in a way to help our family accept this in a way that makes us feel better and less bitter. I love Halloween, but I can see the school's point. I'd like to see voluntary Halloween activities outside of school, more community organized. Organized outside of school, having games, the parade, trunk or treat. Those in the community may join in or choose to be offended or just choose to sit it out. But I definitely think more community activities is the way to go. What is the crew's consensus of the best Halloween candy? Is there any agreement on this? There's no agreement. Dee tries to avoid candy. Bo likes Heath bars. I don't like those at all. I like peanut butter cups. Dana likes those little orange pumpkins that are like candy corns. Brian likes Nestle Crunch. And I have never seen Cletus eat candy. So I'm not even sure if he likes candy. There are a few more members of the team, but they still want to be behind the scenes. Speaking from a pagan perspective, it irritates me when Halloween Samhain is officially celebrated in local areas on some convenient evening for 2 hours if it isn't reduced to trunk or treat lines in a parking lot. Do you feel our secular government would ever allow the same thing to happen to Christmas if it is deemed it fall on an inconvenient Thursday, or is it just that we are actually a Christian nation? Bo would rant about this for hours. To him, holidays occur on the day they occur, not when the government says they do, or decides to schedule them. To me, all the towns around me do Halloween at different times. And so that just means more Halloween for me. But to directly answer your question, there are some places that alter their Christmas events and parties, but it is not as common. At our house, we give kids a choice between candy and non-food. Last year, the kids were so excited about Play-Dohs that we hardly gave out any candy. Any suggestions for this year, non-food, or should we just stick with Play-Doh? Bubbles. If you live in a subdivision, you'll see them all over the street. Bubbles. I vote bubbles. Do other communities have horribles parades with kids in costumes showing off their creativity? Some do, but I haven't seen one of those in a while. Do your family, pets, dogs, or horses ever wear Halloween costumes? If so, any favorite pet costumes? Baroness made it very clear that she does not wear clothes when she was young. She was very upset. So we haven't really tried it with the other pets since her. But I've found this glow-in-the-dark paint, or I've seen it online, and I'm trying to find out if it could be toxic to the pets or create any skin issues. So I would love to do that to Zanya or Jackie. But other than that, no, we've never really dressed them up because Baroness wouldn't stand for it. So we didn't try. Okay, and I guess we're going to stop there for today. A second part will be coming soon. A little more information and a little more context, and having the right information will make all the difference. Y'all have a good day.